You have a family history of higher education, so much so that your father, who's a medical doctor, and your godmother, who's also was a medical doctor, gave you some of their insight about college and started pretty early on. May we begin
Oh,
there?
absolutely.
May we begin there? The elementary school girl who was excited to see her friend win the awards at the award ceremony.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Actually, when on the last day of school, they gave out awards for excellence in math, in social studies, in history, and whatnot. And my mother came with her friend, who also happened to have her kids in the school, and her friend that she came with, her kids were straight A students, and they got award after award after award. And I was just happy that it was the last day of school so I could go home and enjoy my summer vacation. And my mother was so embarrassed because I didn't get any award at all. I mean, it's not like I was the only one, but I just did not get an award. I just was an average student. I did what I could to get by, and that was good enough for me. And that caused a big problem with my parents, because as soon as my father came to pick us up, and my mother shared that I embarrassed her because I did not win any award, and then transfer that embarrassment to my father, who started yelling and saying that, I won't be able to get anywhere in life. So, and my father and my godfather, that was my father's best friend, they went to medical school together. And, it was all about having a good education. If you don't have a good education, then you're nobody to them. And when I say having a good education, I mean a college degree from a university, not a college. I don't know if people know the difference between a college and a university. A university seems that it has more prestige, as opposed to a college.
Yeah.
So my godfather and my father, they were all about like the names. You know how some people are about name brand clothing?
Yes.
Well, Yes, my father and my godfather were about the names when it came to school, when it came to going to college. Like, if you went to a community college, you were looked down upon. You were, you're nothing. And if you went to, of course, if you went to Harvard, you're the creme de la creme. But if you went to somewhere in between, like Binghamton or, Penn State, you're really, you're up there.
I know a lot of people like your father. Let me try to weave this into a bigger picture. So, where did dad grow up? Where did mom grow up? And where were they born?
Both of them were born in Haiti. My father is from Gonaives. I believe that's the north. In Haiti, and my mother was from Okap, and my dad's family, my grandfather was an attorney, and his father, I believe, was a judge prior. So academics was a big thing.
So you're saying that your father was third generation graduate educated Haitian. So
yes.
Let's put that in context for the history of the country, because I think people have a very limited idea about the country and have not had real interactions with a variety of people. I happen to be related to some Haitian people, have loved ones and have friends and associates in my community that give me kind of a broad view. But graduate education, did that take place in Haiti or did they study abroad? And how did they finance something like this?
My father did all his education in Haiti. He did, I believe, he did his internships or I don't what is not the internships, but you know what the medical school, well, the doctors do. Yeah, I think it's intern.
Yeah.
But he did that here in New York. But he did everything in Haiti. My grandfather did everything in Haiti, and my grandfather, from what I heard recently from my aunt, was again very into like formal academics. And as you were saying, a lot of people don't know about Haiti. Haiti, one of the religions that's predominant is Catholic, Roman Catholic, and of course Latin is a big thing. And my grandfather was like number one when it came to speaking and writing Latin. And from what I learned recently from my aunt, he was like the only one until like in his time that still was able to continue to speak the Latin dialect.
So there's a lot of class, I'm hearing, a lot of separation by education, and maybe a lot of value that had been placed on academic accomplishment and also your social
Yes.
status as a lawyer, as a judge, as a doctor. Now coming to the US as the daughter of a doctor from a family of well-accomplished people, how did that, if at all, impact the expectations for you?
The expectations were through the roof. It had to be. I had to follow in his steps. I had to go to college. I remember telling him that around when I was like 10 years old, I think I found my spark. You know what I liked. I love fashion. I love drawing. I love putting outfits together and everything. And I remember telling him that, and he told me no. He said, I can't do that. That's not a serious career.
So a serious career is what you're supposed to get at the end of undergraduate and graduate education. So your book says that you started pursuing something in the fashion arena once you got to the point of choosing a college. How did that 10-year-old girl who was told no and admonished for wanting to do something considered non-traditional, brave enough to choose to pursue fashion and to choose at the start of your college education, at the start of your undergraduate education, to go the other way and buck the trend?
Actually, I wasn't strong enough in my desire to be a fashion designer at the time, and I let what he said influence me. So I didn't do a traditional because in Haitians, all Haitians will tell you if my generation and the next generation, they all know that for our parents, if you're not a doctor, a lawyer, a nurse, you're a failure. So I decided I wanted to be a TV news reporter, a journalist. And so instead of going to a big school, like a big university or what have you for that, I went to a institute. It's called the New York Institute of Technology. I went there instead. And that was they had good training and everything for that, but that was not like a place that not my father so much, but my godfather had remarked that it was a Mickey Mouse college.
So you have people not only drowning your dreams, but they're consistently giving you this message kind of over some of your most formative developmental years. How did you deal with that?
I think that's the reason why I rebelled even more, because I just couldn't put my head around the fact that they knew everything. You know what I mean? So I think that's the reason.
They had the wisdom because they were older? or thought that
Right,
they
right.
thought that they knew everything and you had to defer because you were their child.
Right. Yeah, definitely that. Definitely that. So I think that's the reason why I rebelled even more. And because again, I couldn't wrap my head over the fact that I had to do what it is they're saying. Like that was the only way to be successful.